In today's world, the widespread and systematic destruction of the environment is no longer merely an environmental crisis. It has become a profound threat to human security, ecological stability, and even the survival of future generations. Under these circumstances, the concept of ecocide, or the crime of mass environmental destruction, has emerged as a new attempt to hold the perpetrators of such harms accountable at the international level. Ecocide refers to actions that are carried out unlawfully or recklessly, where the actor is aware of the likelihood of causing severe, widespread or long-term damage to the environment. This crime does not target major corporations alone, rather states, as the central actors of the international system, stand at the heart of this responsibility. A look at history shows that from the devastating programs of the Vietnam War to the massive oil spills during the Gulf War, and today the climate crisis and mass extinction, the world has repeatedly witnessed harms that existing legal and moral frameworks have been unable to adequately address. This trajectory has revived global discussions on criminalizing ecocide, with many activists and international lawyers demanding that it be recognized as an international crime. However, criminalizing ecocide faces major obstacles. The first challenge is the difference between environmental harm in times of war and in times of peace. In war, destruction is usually visible and traceable, but in peacetime, damage to nature is often gradual, diffuse, and the outcome of economic or political decisions, rather than direct acts of destruction. Another difficulty is the requirement to prove intent and knowledge in international criminal law. Many environmentally harmful actions are not carried out with the direct intention to destroy nature, but appear as unintended consequences of activities that may initially seem lawful or developmental. This makes proving criminal responsibility for individuals, and especially state officials, highly complex. In addition, the complexity of ecosystems in the Anthropocene makes it extremely difficult to establish precise causal links between a specific act and a specific environmental catastrophe. Under international law, states are responsible for preventing environmental harm beyond their territories. The 1972 Stockholm Declaration and the 1992 Rio Declaration have affirmed this responsibility. States have the right to exploit their own natural resources, but they do not have the right to damage the environment of other states or shared global spaces. State responsibility may arise in three situations: when a state directly commits a destructive act, when it fails to control the activities of companies under its jurisdiction, and when it does not enact or implement effective environmental laws. Today, this responsibility is mainly civil, but if ecocide is criminalized, it could move toward imposing criminal responsibility on states and their leaders. Yet enforcing this responsibility in practice is not simple. States often invoke the principle of sovereignty to resist international oversight. Proving a direct causal link between a state policy and an environmental disaster is extremely difficult. International courts have limited jurisdiction, and powerful states can use political influence to evade accountability. These factors create a form of structural impunity for certain governments. To overcome these challenges, several pathways have been proposed: strengthening environmental treaties, developing stricter customary norms, expanding monitoring and reporting mechanisms, enhancing the ability of citizens and NGOs to bring claims, and ultimately recognizing ecocide as the fifth international crime under the Rome Statute. Such recognition would not only have far-reaching legal implications, but would also establish a new political and moral taboo against environmental destruction. Ultimately, ecocide is a mirror reflecting the fragile condition of the planet and the shared responsibility of all states and international actors. Today, protecting the environment is no longer a moral option. It is a legal, political, and existential necessity for the continuation of life on Earth. The transition from the logic of absolute sovereignty to the logic of collective responsibility requires political will, stronger international institutions, and active global civil society collaboration. Only then can we ensure that no state acts with impunity in jeopardizing the common heritage of humanity and the future of generations to come.